Hello viewers and welcome to this new video. Today we are in Battle of Warships and we are in another ship review. Today featuring the HMS Majestic. So this is the first battleship of the tech tree, and as the first battleship you don't expect that much from a ship like this, especially this is not even a dreadnought battleship, so it's quite bad if you think about it. But in reality, it's not that bad. It has not even 150,000 HP. I'm using also the Brazilian flag that gives the maximum of HP, and it's not very good. I mean, it's a battleship, but it does not have that many HP. And so you're gonna take so much damage. Also because the speed is very low. I think that actually this is the slowest ship in the game. I also have with the Brazilian flag more speed, but it's still very low, and so that makes you vulnerable from shots. One positive thing is that you have a good maneuverability, but compared to the rest you are gonna take very much focused anyway. Even if you can dodge torpedoes or maybe bombs from the aircraft carrier and also all things like that, I mean. But it's still a very low maneuverability. Of course it's a battleship, so 20 per second is not bad. The main armament is not bad. I mean, 6-second reload and 13k. The problem is that it has a very bad gun configuration, that is 2 guns on the bow and 2 on the stern, with 1 double turret on 1 bow and 1 stern, I mean. And it's quite a bad configuration, also because the guns have a very poor angle, and so that's not very good. Instead you have some very good secondaries, and I think this is the best feature of the ship, even if they have a very low range. If they make contact with some target, you will have some good times with it, because they are very fun to use, even though you're not gonna use that so much, because if you push with this ship you are in a very bad situation. And then you have some AA guns that are not the best AA, but are still good AA compared to other ships. They are not bad at all. But anyway, if you are using them, you are probably, maybe bombers or torpedoes are quite okay to dodge with your maneuverability, but it's, if they hit you, you're gonna use so much HP. For the flag, use the Brazilian one that gives everything that the ship doesn't get, so HP and speed more importantly, and reload, because the armament is not very good, so a little bit more reload it's always useful. And for the other thing, choose whatever you want, it's the same thing. So what I have to say more about the Majestic? Nothing but to see what this is capable of in the battle. So let's take the ship into battle. And here we are in battle. So we are in this map 7v6, of course. This is the first battleship of the tech tree, so that means you are in low tier battles. And of course you are in low tier battles. If you happen to be in high tier battles, you are gonna die surely. Once you were going in higher tier battles. But if you were lucky, you could go in lower tier battles. And I think now with this division of the battles, it has a chance to prove its power, because it has power, not that it has a huge amount of power, but a little it has, and you can see it. You can see that it is very slow. As you can see, this Fuso that is ramming me is gonna bring me a lot forward with the way, and thanks to her. But I can fire at this Leningrad. As you can see, the dispersion isn't very well. He is hitting me, but Fortunately, destroyers doesn't deal that much damage to me, even though I have low HP. Also, I am a very big target with the ship, and so I'm quite vulnerable from every type of fire. Shoot from the enemy, I mean. Also AA and torpedoes, because even though the maneuverability is not very good, torpedoes are still gonna make contact with me due to the bad speed and bad shape of the ship. So I was heading into the heart of the battle. There was a Fuso pushing my way. Of course I was pushing too, because I wanted to show my secondaries, but unfortunately until the end of the battle I think I'm not gonna show them. So I'm still firing. A good thing that the ship has is the reload of 6 seconds. Even though the amount of the guns is very bad, you have still some good reloading guns, and you can do some damage. As you can see, I have already 50k damage, almost, but it's not that bad if you think that your guns are quite bad compared to other ships. As you can see, with only 2 torpedoes I took a huge amount of damage. Those were quite powerful torpedoes actually, but as you can see, torpedoes and shots in general hit very hard, and also even though your maneuverability is good, you're gonna take a few of them quite always. But you can still do something, I mean, if you are lucky. Now, with half of my HP left, a bit more, but that's because I used my repair. I'm firing at this Dunkirk from quite a long range, and shells are hitting, but only for shells, you see, don't hit that hard. If one hit is just okay, because it's 1 out of 4 and it's just enough for me. I'm dealing damage anyways. So now there is this Leningrad, which was the one I was shooting at before. I'm firing to him with HE, of course. Remember always to change shells, because they deal more damage, and it's a very significant thing when you're fighting in close quarters. So he went down. I am already at 100,000 damage. That might not seem that impressive, but if you see, my ship has not even 150,000, so having 2/3 of your ship HP in damage dealt to other ship means already that you have a good damage output. Also, I haven't been focused by any ship, only the aircraft carrier took a significant amount of my HP out, so that's quite bad for me. But here she is, the aircraft carrier made all the way into our spawn, and it's not a bad thing, but it's a problem that she is so fast, and I think she is probably strong, and she is probably strong. I'm heading towards the aircraft carrier and the enemy destroyer that was with her. Behind me there was a Juyo aircraft carrier, but I left her to my teammates because they were all of them right there, and so they could finish her off easily. I instead was going on the other part to fight the other 2 enemies that I told. So this is the bad thing of the ship. It has already passed a long time since I took on my engine, and I'm still here. I mean, I didn't make that good way because I'm very slow, even though I was using pretty much the whole time a speed increase. But finally here I am. Charging HE shells, I'm damaging the Fletcher quite a lot. Even though the damage is not very good, I'm firing all my guns and trying to dodge torpedoes. Fortunately, he didn't launch his torpedoes very well and I could dodge pretty much a good chunk of them. Also, as you could see, my aft guns has a very poor angle, as the bow one has, and this is a downside of the ship for close quarters. And so you can see that if you fight in close quarters, you have to give broadside to the enemies, even though you are going away from them. I had a floating going because I already used my HP repair because I was quite low, and so I had this floating going on, which was lasting for quite a long time actually, and it really chunked off a lot of my HP, and I was scared that I couldn't do that, but watching at my cooldown on the repair party, you say that I can do them. Also, there were these glitched aircraft on my way, not a problem for me right now. Fletcher seemed to be going out, but he hesitated because he knew I was here and I already damaged him quite hardly, so he probably was scared of me too. We were scared about each other both, so we knew probably that one of them would have died, and of course he was a lot far away, and even though I misclicked a lot my shell firing button, and also with that misclick I misaimed the shot, he managed to get close to me, almost as close as he could launch his torpedoes, and my secondaries started to fire on him. As you could see, it gave me a lot of damage, enough to finish him off with the main guns. I was still low because he fired at me with the main guns, but that was not a problem because if I could dodge torpedoes incoming eventually from the aircraft carrier, that will be enough. The Hornet was being attacked by enemy, or I better say by teammate ships that were her enemies, of course, and I joined the brawl, firing some more shots to her, and after she went back behind the island, I decided to go just forward and wait until the battle ended, because before I could reach her, the ship is slow, I say it again, because this is painfully slow. The battle would have been ended with her dying or the battle ending anyways. I could die if not, but she was pretty much dead, so it also had a floating, I think, so she would have gone, and she did gone right there. So 286,000 damage, that is not very high, but I mean, I have the Majestic in this battle and it's a bad ship, so if you think it's not that bad. And so that's it, second place, not bad, and a quite good battle for a ship of this tier and with such a little power. So that's it, write me in the comment what do you think about this ship. Subscribe and leave like, remember of that, and see you on the next video. Bye bye.